Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Saturday Morning Makes. I can't remember if this is episode 11 or 12. It might be 12, or it might be 11. I usually look before I come on, but the last couple weeks I've forgotten to look because I can't remember from the week before, which is kind of funny. But anyway, I have a bunch of projects to share. 4 different cards that I got made this morning. I think it's a little bit after 6 a.m. I've been up since 5, which is when I wake up every morning. I usually wake up around 4:45 in the morning. It's just habit. And so I decided to get up and play this morning. And I have some things to share with you. A couple of them I made on Friday night while watching Bridgerton, the new season. Which I just love those books, and so it's so fun to see them made into a movie on Netflix. But anyway, I'm going to go through the products that I used, and I want to say hello to everybody that uploads for Saturday Morning Makes, and that makes the hashtag so much fun. I've already been out looking at projects this morning. Sue Crozier, Little Bit Crafty 91, Rhonda Coleman, lots of people posting things today and last night. And it's always exciting to see a creative muse. Who else has been on? Suzanne. A lot of videos this past weekend. And it's always so fun to see everybody's wonderful projects. So many fun bunny things and spring cards and spring ideas. So I enjoy seeing all the neat things that everybody has been making. Susan Tootsie Tucker, she made these cute little egg wands and just all the fun Easter projects it's so fun to see all the spring stuff coming out. So I can't wait to see what everybody does today. But let's get started because I have quite a bit to share. I have this sweet Sizzix embossing folder that has these little hearts on it. And again, my stuff is very old, so I don't know how old this is, but it's definitely years old. But there's lots of heart embossing folders on the market, so you should be able to find one that you can use. I use this sweet stamp and die combo set from My Creative Time, and this one is called Painting Bunnies. I don't know if you can see the name of it because it's right up at the top here. But it's Painting Bunnies, if you can read it. And it's this one that has these adorable painting bunnies in it. And then all of these wonderful sentiments, which I have shared with you over the past month. So I used that. And then I used some new products from Peachy Keen Stamps. I used this Faceless Chicken Set, which is PK 1375. And it looks like this. It says, "What up, Chicky? What's kickin' chicken? Laid any good eggs lately?" And I love these 2 little chicken images. And then to go with it, these Chicky faces. These are 1 1/8 inch faces. It's PK 1374. And the Faceless Chickens is PK 1375. And this one has 6 different faces that you can add to the chickens. And this is the face that I use, this first one right there. But they're all so cute. And I think it would be fun to do some funny sentiments with some of like this one just cracks me up. And I almost did that one. I couldn't decide. But anyway, I need to make some more of these because I had so much fun coloring these. And so this is what the stamps look like. Just so that you can see them. And then I love the sentiments in here. She has, "What up, Chicky? What's kickin' chicken?" And then, "Laid any good eggs lately?" So that's just so cute. So I used both of those sets. I used this beautiful new set from My Creative Time that's called Here For You. Let's see if I can get my camera to focus on that. There we go. It's Here For You, Stamp and Die Set MCT 377. And this is the one with the little bear that I showed yesterday. And remember, through the weekend, through Sunday, you can use code March 2022 to get 15% off her new release and all the products in her store. So this is so fun. Her stamp sets, I love the font that she uses, and I love how she always gives a variety of sizes of sentiments throughout her sets. So this is a wonderful set, and then it comes with the die for the bear and the little patch that's in here. So this little patch, and you can fit the patch right onto the heart. So I love that set. I played with that. I used these Whittle Eggs dies, and this is another one of those Whittle dies from Poppy Stamps. This one again is from 2019. A lot of my stuff is old, but some of these are still available. I checked the Simon Says Stamp website yesterday, and they do have some of the Whittle dies in if you're interested. I love these dies. And what I like about them is they always have these little details in them, and the dies have these little bumps that create the detail. So just a really sweet egg die set. I use this Gina Marie Designs grass die set again to make some hay and grass. You'll see that. I use this beautiful IO dies bunny set. It's die 785V. It's called Bunny, and this is of course from my sweet friend Anna. Happy Saturday, Anna. This die is so fun to play with. I just want to make like 20 of these bunnies now. I had so much fun, so I can't wait to show you the card that I made with this die set. And the die does come with a little carrot that you can create, and then all the pieces, of course, for the bunny. So such a fun die set for Easter. If you don't have this, I highly recommend it. She also has a sweet little Chicky that I have too, and I need to make another one of those. But I showed the Chicky last year, so I thought I'd show the bunny this year. And then this one is a Gina Marie die, an oval set that has these little cutouts in it, and I really like this set, so I use that. I use this Paper Tray Ink die. This one's one of their border bling dies. It's called Dainty Deliveries Frame, and it has these beautiful flowers, and you'll see how I use this in one of my projects. And I used, of course, the Crazy Stitched set from Anna Wight. You guys know I use this on, if nothing else, on the inside of my cards, but also on the outside of my cards. So there's that. And I use this Stampin' Die set, which is the 3x3 Fancy Envelope Die MCT D14-1. This is from Emma's shop, My Creative Time. And I love this set. It's a great way to make a really sweet, quick note card. And you'll see how I use this. And then I also used this beautiful set. It's the June 2017 Peachy Keen PKSC-35. And this was one of their Stamp of the Month Club, the Stamp Club sets. And this is, she does have a few of these sets available in her shop, I believe, right now. But this one has the cutest, I used this, I had to. It has the cutest little chicks in here. It has faces to go with the chicks. It has this sweet barn that you can create or use it as a birdhouse. It has these little pigs. It has a heart and a star that you can add to the birdhouse. And then up here it has a smaller birdhouse with little birds, a flower. It has a branch that you can use, a bird nest. This can go on the front, or this, to make the little birdhouse, which I haven't even played yet. And then, of course, it has all of these sentiments. What up, chicken butt? Hope you're happier than a pig in. And then it has slop mud. It has hey chick. It's just got a lot of really cute things. And I just think it's so much fun to play with. So I had to I had to make a card with these. And there's what the stamp set looks on the back. They're beautiful photopolymer stamps. And they stamp so beautifully with just a gentle touch. I used my very favorite glue in the world, which is the Tomo Mono Liquid Glue. And I get mine usually on Amazon. And you can also sometimes find it on the Tombow site when they're doing a sale. So you have to kind of sign up for their emails and watch for their sales, because you can get it on sale occasionally. And then the inks that I used this Distress Ink Tea Dye, I use this Jenny Bolin Brown Sugar, and I use Memento Tuxedo Black. So, and then I did use some Paper Sweeties pink twine, or not twine, oh my gosh, what do you call this? Seam binding. Okay, so I'm going to show you my projects one at a time. So this is one of the first ones I made, and I actually made this last night using Emma's new release products that she sent to me again. She's very generous. I'm a long time shopper at My Creative Time. And if you remember, we brought back that bunch of fun circle dies from retirement last year. So let me show you what I did. I took that 3x3 envelope die set and I created this die, and this uses a paper from that Heidi Swap paper pad I showed you in my previous video. So this is a Heidi Swap paper pad from 2015 from American Crafts. And I think I showed this in my last video when I made the little tiny envelopes. But this is the paper pad that I used to create that. And it's just a really pretty spring paper pad. And so I made the little envelope first. And then I wanted to use this beautiful little bear. And I stamped the I love you in the bear. And I paper pieced the heart in pink. And I did the bear in a pink and cream gingham. And I wanted to show you the way you cut around the heart, the way I did it anyway, is I literally cut around his hands. So if you see in the image, I'm actually cutting around his hands and then laying the heart on top. So I hope you can see that. But you might worry a little thinking that this would be a hard stamped paper piece because of the fur, but it's very doable and it comes out looking very realistic if you ask me. So I had a lot of fun paper piecing this, and what I did was the insert that comes with the envelope, I just cut it twice, once in this pink rustic paper that has kind of cream painted onto it, and then in the gingham. Okay, so I just made a little tag that says I love you. You can write on the back, and then it fits perfectly in the little envelope. And then what I do is I just tie the envelope closed with this beautiful seam binding. So I love how this project turned out. It was so much fun to make. So that's my first project. Let me get my sleeves up here. Okay. Next, I'm going to share the sweet Chicky card. It says, "What up, Chicky?" And I had so much fun making this, you guys. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the way I colored this. I wish I had filmed the coloring on this one, and maybe I can come back and do that. But I did use a colorless blender, a very light cream color. I think it's, what is it, E41, I think. And then I also, my colorless blender, E41, and then I did some tip-to-tip coloring. And if you don't know what that is, let me grab a couple markers here and I'll show you. These aren't the markers that I used, but I'll show you. You can take your tips and just pick up a little bit of ink, okay, of the darker color onto your lighter marker. And then you can use that to color. And what it does is it, you know, between the colorless blender and doing these light tip-to-tip things, you get sort of this watercolorish effect on what you're coloring. And that's what I was going for. I wanted this to kind of almost look like I had watercolored it, but I wanted to color with my Copic markers. And so I just, I did that tip-to-tip coloring on the wing here, on the feet, and up here, and also on the beak, actually. And then I used the E41 as well as my colorless blender to just blend really lightly around the outside, just to kind of give it a hint of color. So I just love the way that turned out, and I had a lot of fun coloring that chicken, and I totally want to make more. And I love this sweet sentiment, "What up, Chicky?" I just thought that was so cute. This beautiful paper that you see here is from Shabby Art Boutique, from one of the collections a year or so ago when I was part of for a couple months I was part of the downloads of her Kit Club. And I heard that she may be closing her doors to the Kit Club, but her Etsy shop will still be available and you'll be able to buy via Etsy, which I personally find easier than doing the kit club myself. I just don't always have time I finally stopped doing the kit because I just couldn't keep up with everything. And sometimes for me, it's more manageable to just buy exactly the piece that I'm most interested in and that I'll use the most. And this particular paper is one that I print out and have ready to go a lot because it's so perfect for farm style cards with this fun background. So I just love the patchwork of this and how she did it. And it's just a really fun paper. And if I remember, this is the one that came with the strawberry paper too. So this is a strawberry paper that she did also. But most of these are just different papers that she's done over the years, patchworked into this. So, and then in the background, you can see I did that hard embossing on the white. And then I took the tea dye ink with my little sponge dauber, and I just tea dyed some around the edges here to make it look like a barnyard. And you can see I did some of that tip-to-tip coloring on this little banner piece. And that banner piece comes from her Anna Wight's stitched die set. And I did take liberty with her die set, and I actually cut this a little bit smaller than her die. And the way I did that was I reinserted the piece back in, and then I cut it a little bit narrower just because this piece of paper wasn't that big and I still wanted the stitching on here. So don't be afraid to do that. You might have to tape a piece if it cuts through too much on the second pass. You might have to do some taping on the back, but which I did have to because this I can't remember, I think it was up here, it split a little bit, so I just put some washi tape on the back. But I wanted to be able to use this piece of paper. So I love how that turned out. And then, of course, I pulled this around to the back and glued it. And this is that piece from that same stitch die set, Crazy Stitch set from Anna Wight and IOstamps. And then on the inside, again, I use that same Crazy Stitched die with the little stitching details. And then I added 2 of the eggs, which I edged with some tea dye ink. And these are cut out in just a glitter paper. So I love that little egg set. And I almost thought about putting an egg out here, but I didn't want to take away from the focal point of just this adorable little chicken. And I just love that little expression on her face. Isn't she adorable? Just makes you smile, doesn't it? So this card turned out so fun, and I can't wait to send that off to somebody. So that was my second make. And then my third make is this sweet bunny. And I just had so much fun making this card. This is that sweet bunny die by Anna Wight from IOstamps.com. I added a little bow tied with a leftover piece of that pink seam binding. And again, I get my seam binding from Paper Sweeties, and she tea dyes it all, and I love the effect of that. So I tied a little bow and I added it to above the ears, and I did paper piece the bunny out of a paper from Irala Miha's shop on Etsy. And I think this turned out so cute. I added some little eyelashes with a pencil, and I just used a black marker to color in the eyes. And I paper pieced the carrot, and I colored in with a Heath colored marker from Copic marker the nose and the little paw prints. And then I used that Gina Marie Designs grass dye to make some gingham grass down at the bottom. And then that beautiful die from Paper Tray Ink, one of the Border Bling dies, is what's underneath around the outside of this. And I pulled some of the pieces up to lay over the mat, and the mat is just a houndstooth that I printed from a digital kit that I have. And then this is that Gina Marie Dies scalloped oval. So that's this card. And then when you open it up, I added a little banner with a cloud. This Easter greetings sentiment, which is from My Creative Time, that Easter set I showed you. And then I did 3 little eggs at the bottom, or 4 little eggs. There's a little one tucked in there too underneath the grass. And then a little piece of grass. So just a really sweet, simple card. And then on the back, I used the smallest size of that Gina Marie oval set, and I will stamp my stamp on this. And then I just added some gingham. So that's just a sweet little Easter card. And I guess I could leave these out so you could be looking at them. We'll go like this. That way you can see them all. And then I have one more to share. And this uses the smaller chicken from that monthly stamp set that I showed you from Peachy Keen. And I made 2 clouds, which I edged with a Copic marker E41, and then I stamped Hello Friend. This is a piece of an October afternoon collection, and this was in my scrap bin. It was in my card front sized bin, and I used Anna's die to cut it down and make that the focal point of the focal background image. And then I stamped out the barn, colored it with Copic markers, used a gingham paper to paper piece this part of the barn, and then I paper pieced this sweet little chick out of a paper from a Rala Mija shop on Etsy. And then I just colored it with Copic markers, and I stamped that adorable face. So, and then to make the hay, I used that Gina Marie Designs grass dye, and then I colored it with the E41 marker, but I also then took my Distress Ink tea dye, and I used my sponge dauber just to add little tips of brown to it to give it a little more presence on the card. And then on the inside I added a chick also, and this one was also paper pieced and colored, and then another strip of that paper. So that's what the inside looks like with that beautiful stitch die set from Anna. And then on the back I had to put another chick in a little strip of that October afternoon paper, and then I will put my stamp on here. So those are my cards today, you guys, and I hope that you enjoy some crafty time yourself, and you get to do some Saturday morning making or some Sunday morning making, or maybe any day that you have off from work and from the busyness of everyday life. And I think it's so important to take time to create art, to do something that really makes you happy, whatever that might be. Maybe it's not creating art. Maybe it's working in your garden, or going for a walk by the water, or seeing a waterfall. But whatever it is, take time for yourself each week. Feed your soul, because when you feed your soul, you're then able to spread kindness to everybody else. It's a very important thing that we all do for ourselves, and I really think it's the most important thing you do each week. So I want to thank everybody that joins me for Saturday Morning Makes, that follows along with the hashtag, leaves beautiful comments, for all of these friends of mine that are creating art. You are all a joy to me, and I wish you all another wonderful weekend and a beautiful week next week. Thanks for making Saturday Morning Makes a part of your life, and enjoy yourselves. I'll be out taking a look at everybody's projects. Bye now.